Use headphones for better experience. Have you ever had to cut someone off? Like, really cut them off? No explanations, no final fight, no goodbye text, just silence. It's weird, isn't it? Because no matter how much that person hurt you, no matter how many times they crossed the line, walking away still felt like killing a part of yourself. It's one of the most emotionally violent things we do in silence. You delete their number, block them, erase the chats. But they still live rent-free in your chest, and you wonder, why do I still care? Why does this feel so wrong when I know it was the right thing to do? Let's be real. Cutting someone off isn't just a decision, it's a process. It's like ripping duct tape off your skin, slow, sticky, and painful in places you didn't even know had nerve endings. Maybe it was a best friend who turned toxic. Maybe it was someone you had history with, someone you loved, even when they stopped loving you. Or maybe it was a situationship, a confusing, undefined connection that still managed to leave a very defined scar. Whatever your version is, you're not cold, you're not heartless, you're just tired. Tired of explaining your worth, tired of being drained, tired of bleeding in places someone else kept cutting. And yet, even when you finally walk away, it doesn't feel like freedom, not at first, it feels like grief. Because emotionally detaching isn't just about them. It's about untangling the parts of you that were tied to them. Let's break this down. According to psychology, cutting someone off involves 3 major psychological stages, and you probably don't even realize you're moving through them. Stage 1, emotional chaos, aka the inner tornado. This is the moment after the final straw. You feel relief, anger, guilt, sadness, doubt, all crashing at once. Why? Because your brain is trying to resolve a paradox. You're rejecting someone you once emotionally depended on. That creates what psychologists call cognitive dissonance, the mental discomfort of holding 2 conflicting thoughts. They were bad for me versus, but they were there for me. They hurt me versus, but I still miss them. So your brain scrambles to rewrite the story. You may start romanticizing the past. You might even feel like you're the villain just for walking away. But here's the truth. This stage isn't about them anymore. It's your nervous system learning to let go of its dopamine source, because emotional connections, even toxic ones, create chemical loops in your brain. It's not just love you're detoxing from, it's a pattern. Stage 2, emotional numbness, aka the freeze zone. After the storm, silence. You stop crying, you stop venting, you stop feeling much at all. This is your brain going into survival mode, an emotional shutdown to protect you. Psychologists link this to the freeze response, one of the lesser-known trauma responses, besides fight or flight. You might feel robotic, detached, like nothing matters. You tell your friends you're over it, but deep down you're just too emotionally exhausted to care. Here's where a lot of people get stuck. They confuse numbness with healing. But healing isn't when you feel nothing. Healing is when you can finally feel something and it doesn't destroy you. Stage 3, emotional clarity, aka the exit point. This is the quiet return to yourself. One morning you'll wake up and realize you didn't think about them at all. You'll hear a song that used to ruin you, and you'll just skip it, not spiral into it. This stage doesn't arrive with fireworks. It comes in whispers, little moments when your peace finally feels louder than your pain. You gain clarity. You start recognizing the red flags you ignored. You see your own patterns. You realize you weren't weak for staying, you were just hopeful. And you're not cruel for leaving. You were just finally honest with yourself. But let's go deeper. Because the hardest part of cutting someone off isn't removing them from your life. It's removing the version of yourself that existed with them. You grieve the person you were when you loved them. You grieve the memories, the jokes, the inside references no one else would ever get. And that grief, it's real. Psychologically, it's called ambiguous loss. When someone is gone but not dead. When the connection ends, but the attachment lingers. That's why it haunts you. That's why closure feels impossible. Because sometimes you have to give yourself the closure they never did. You have to be the one to say, this ended, but I still existed and I still mattered. And sometimes the silence after cutting someone off is where you finally hear your own voice. So if you're in the middle of cutting someone off, or if you're still haunted by someone you already walked away from, here's what I need you to know. You're not weak for feeling pain. You're not broken for missing someone who was bad for you. And you're definitely not dramatic for needing space to heal. Start by naming the truth. This relationship isn't healthy for me. Then set boundaries, not to punish them, but to protect your peace. Talk to someone. Write a letter you'll never send. Go for long walks without music. Let your emotions catch up with you. And most importantly, don't rush the process. Emotional detachment isn't instant. It's messy, it's layered, it's brave. You're not a bad person for cutting someone off. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for your future is letting go of the people who kept you stuck in your past. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had to cut someone off? What stage are you in right now? Drop it in the comments. You never know, your story might be the reason someone else feels seen today. And if this video made you feel something, share it with someone who needs to hear this. A best friend, a sibling, or maybe yourself from a few months ago. Because healing starts when we realize we're not alone in what we feel. And if no one's told you this today, you did the right thing. You're allowed to choose peace, even if it hurts.